learning for less cost and faster means absolutely nothing. In fact, it could be worse than nothing if we're not delivering results. So we are looking at the ability to be able to deliver the same type of learning results or better learning results, but with increased efficiencies. And that's really important for us too. So anything you're going to see in the next couple of slides, please look at it through this filter. Also the focus on efficiency alone might be incredibly compelling when you go and speak to your finance director. But equally, we know all of the research shows that it actually turns everybody off when they think they're just getting something cheap and nasty. This is not real learning. And again, we have to really be conscious of this, and I don't want anybody to quote what we're saying here as being the critical key driver. Effective use of learning technology is the key word, effective in business and in our rights environments. So we also need to look behind the statistics and look at the context. So I'm going to share with you some statistics around different technologies, but you have to look at a mature application of learning technology. Just because one tool might deliver one efficiency versus another, we do not base our decisions on that, because we have to choose the right tool as well. They're reporting an average cost saving of around about 11%. Now these statistics, I think I need to leave with you in your hands, because what does this mean in your environment? What does this mean to your business case? What does this mean to the way that you need to use this in your environment if you haven't already measured it? We're also seeing an average time saving of around about 28% of study time, so that organisations who are learning in this environment in the right way for the right courses are saving approximately 28% of their study time, and that does not include time saved in travel as well. So if, for example, I was going to a college, then potentially I'd have 28% more time to be working back in my employer rather than travelling, or 36% more time if actually my learning was taking place in my place of work. And again, this has got implications for you. And what does that mean for you in saving 28%? What does that mean for you if you're saving 28% of the time of doctors and nurses cover time on learning? What does that mean for you if you're saving 28% of your time with lawyers and billable hours? So that 28% needs to mean something to you. But it's a consistent, let's say 200 independent views of organisations, and this is the aggregate that we have been able to find. And we've also seen an average of 47% increase in volume as well. Now that again is meaningless, completely meaningless, unless those people are actually getting learning that they haven't been able to access before, that with restricted staff, that you can actually deliver more service to a hard-pressed organisation. And also has potential technologies. Now, in our previous benchmark studies, we've actually done a lot of work on what technologies are in vogue, what's actually being used, what's predicted to be used. So we actually asked the question around cost and volume in these different technology areas. And this is where my warning around context is important. So, for example, it looks like those who are developing rapid content, the rapid isn't always suited for every situation. Interestingly, bespoke content isn't that far behind rapid in terms of cost savings reported and volumes as well. But sometimes you want to go for a bespoke route rather than a rapid. Generic learning and content, again, strong savings, but less volume. But you would expect less volume because generic content allows you to give a whole range of services. It's a kind of long end of the tail rather than hitting large audiences. It's hitting audiences with different types of learning requirements without the cost of development. So these, again, this report will be available for you to download, but hopefully you will find these indicators useful. But these aren't the real essences of this. I'd like to share with you what we find is really quite a shocking statistic. I know it's crude and I know it's sordid and I know it's why most of you probably don't do this, but we found that actually there's a very simple calculation that you're able to do when you're looking at efficiencies and learning technologies. Looking at the cost-benefit analysis, of doing something with technology versus in the classroom. You can go to many suppliers, they'll give you models of how to work this out. It's a very simple thing, you're not reliant on other people's feedback. And yet we found that only 29% of our audience who participated actually did this calculation. And we asked those people a number of questions. And we also asked those who are making their judgments based on estimates those questions as well. So for example, we look at cost. Those that actually measure in this survey we think we're getting from our learning technologies at the moment, we're incredibly conservative. And I know in studies like this, we're often, if people are estimating, they're going to overestimate. But actually what we found is that they're underestimating. But the power of this is that if we do measure, how much more will we be able to report back? I think we're really, really missing a trick here, both as senior managers in public. This whole issue of business agility. If we can do things more efficiently, that's great, but can we do things better for the business? And our survey says, yes, you can. We found that 69% of those who actually measure time to competency, the speed in which organisations get their staff up to a proven level of competency, 69% of those saying that learning technologies help them get up there faster and quicker. And again, that means faster and quicker. It means your sales staff are selling faster, your contact centre staff are providing customer support faster. These are things that are important to your organisations. 82% believe that as learning and development professionals, technology was allowing them to adapt and respond much faster to business change. And as a partner for learning and development moving forward, this is a critical thing for us. We can no longer say, what is your business need today? We will create for you a learning program that you can use in 5 months' time. So that speed is a massive challenge for many people, and 82% said technology in their hand was allowing them to go back to business faster and more innovatively with that. 59% also reported improvements in the speed and the ability to roll out business change, introducing new products, introducing change, introducing new IT and rollout systems. And these all have impact on a business in a very powerful and positive way in terms of an organisation's ability to be able to be agile and responsive in a really tough economic climate. Additional business benefits, I'm not going to go in through these in a lot of detail, but service measures. Now, what's interesting about this particular graph from my perspective is that we asked organisations, are you seeing an improvement, or is actually the learning with enabled learning giving you the same results, or are you actually seeing a decrease? And the full statistics will show you the differences between. But those who are responding with no significant difference should not be ignored, because when you combine the fact that perhaps the learning intervention is delivering the same results as before with the efficiency savings that we were talking about earlier, then we have a very compelling message to bring back to management.